it do, man? My name is AD Alex Davis, alongside the Jeremiah Jackson. And our guest today is ShotIt.
What's happening?
I know we're not in person. I just like to clap, man. I like the aura, create the vibe, man. I see you got the crispy lineup on the beard game. I'm a little
trying, man.
I'm a little envious. As you can see, my beard is not bearding, but I'm working on it. I'm staying with it.
Mine almost complete, I'll say. Almost complete.
It's
almost complete. Almost complete.
Here's the thing: you young, you got plenty of years, JJ. I should be way further ahead. But beautiful. So ShotIt, welcome. Thank you for your time. We appreciate you. When I first heard of you, I wasn't familiar with any bodies of work, and so my guy Hef always sends me musicians. And so I'm like, okay, ShotIt, and then I learned you were a videographer, and then I also learned, okay, he doubles as a musician too. So I see that you dib and dabble. But what is that first thing that got you in? Like, what was the first piece of art? Like, was it photography, videography? Was it music? Did they start simultaneously? What really got you into the whole just creating in artsy world, if you will?
Honestly, producing. I started off with my name 808. The producer. Like if you look on my Facebook, it's 808 the producer. So I started off making beats. Then of course it went on to rapping on my own beats. Then it went on to learning how to engineer. Then it went on to videography. So it just built one on top of the other.
I did. And what do you I don't like this question, but I do. Do you prefer one or the other? Is there one that you feel like like I really enjoy this more, like whether it's producing, making beats, or shooting, editing videos, or actually rapping and singing yourself?
Not really, because I like to be creative, and in all of those I can be super creative, and it's open creation. It's not really like a person can tell you you're doing it wrong, because it's a form of how you feel that you're expressing. So, it's like, hey, if I make this beat, if this is how I felt when I make this beat, then this beat is right. So I like creativity, you know what I'm saying? So it's really not one I like more than the other. I can say when I do get writer's block, I will go edit some video. Okay, when I can't think of nothing with video, I go make some beats, you know what I'm saying? So I'm always being creative.
I get it. And I know and J Jack, by all means, cut me off at any point in time. I know we're promoting the record. Is it? I always want to say but is it?
It's
But I did want to double back to the Gemini series, right? You're a Gemini.
Yes, sir.
Same.
Oh wow, I didn't even think about that. Wow, that's true. I'm outnumbered here. I'm a Taurus, so I'm right before you. But we in the same time frame of the year. We right there. We close. But you got a song on there called "My Daughters," and I wanted to highlight right now. You doing the parental duty. I don't know if you're dropping off.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to. I'm also a dad, and so I want to highlight good parental. And I also felt the record. So I think making records that are relatable to various individuals is key as an artist. And so I wanted to say thank you for that record. So
yeah, most definitely.
But we do have now I'm nervous. And it's not in rotation yet, but it will be in rotation after this call. You're from Junction City, Kansas?
Yes, sir. We call it the Junk.
The Junk. Oh my! We used to when I used to be in college, we used to go to a place called the Junction. It was great. It was beautiful. How was life in Kansas growing up? I've driven there many a time through the state of Kansas. It's flat. It looked boring. What's up with Kansas, man? Like, how was it growing up where you're from in Kansas?
That's what it is. Where I'm from is a little more hoodie. That's why we call it the Junk.
Okay.
You feel me? It's like, we got Manhattan around us. Manhattan don't like to come here. We got Topeka. So, we got all the other cities, but they look at us like, this the hoodie place. But it ain't necessarily hood to me. It got the same stuff going on as the good cities.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, it's all love here, for real. It's everybody trying to create that hit. Everybody trying to make that music scene that we feel like Kansas don't have. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So we're just everybody's in the creative process right now. And it's a lot of dope artists. Dope producers. So we just need to, get the opportunity to be heard. But as far as living here, man, it's like you got the military, then you got the hood. It's like a military driven town, and then it's everything else is hood for real. You
That's
know.
real. I used to go to
How has your upbringing like influenced your music?
You said what?
How has your upbringing influenced your music?
Oh, a lot. If you listen to Pain music, like Gemini series, it's in there. Everything I've been through, everything I'm going through. Um, I'm real solid. I'm real good at uh, painting a picture of what I'm going through, of what I've been through. And I can't necessarily say like out here it's like it's bad. It's just like any other city. You got the same thing. So I don't like to do the cliche talk. Oh, they selling drugs, they shooting, they
Right.
kill. Bro, it's that's everywhere. So it's just another city, and to me it's not a bad city. I love it here. You know what I'm saying? I definitely love it, but it definitely influences my music. A lot of the stuff that you're gonna hear in my records is a lot of the stuff I did, I'm doing, or I plan to do. You know what I'm saying? So most definitely it influences a lot of the records that I have coming and a lot of the records that I have put out already.
At some point, do you think that you will have to like leave and not just like go and travel, but move out of that area?
Yeah.
he's like, I don't want to, but yeah.
Yeah. And, it's crazy. The city fool with me, but they like, bro, you need to get out the jump.
You gotta
like,
go.
bro, you gotta go somewhere else, bro. Like, just get out of here. The homies be telling me that. And I'll be like, nah, man, I love it here. Like, I done got my money here. I got my fan base here. But a lot of it it's about growing and elevating. You know what I'm saying? So I'm tapping in everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm tapping in everywhere, especially with the videography kind of got me everywhere. Shooting videos in Florida, shooting videos in LA,
Yes.
shooting videos in Atlanta. So it kind of got me tapped into these different markets that I'm like, maybe I need to expand a little bit to grow. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. You got to know when to get out. I mean, you know what it is.
Oh yeah, sure.
Just from a safety protocol, right? I don't think it means leaving roots or anything like that. Do you ever see that the videography, the producing, and making your own music collide with like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna keep that beat for myself, or I'm gonna only use this transition pack for myself and not over here? Does that ever like tangle or get messed up for you on the creative side?
Not as much with the music.
Okay.
The music, but I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say more with the music, not with the videography. The videography, I give you transition packs, I give you everything. But with the music, it is some features I'll do for some people, and I'm like, nah, I got to do another verse, bro. I can't even give them this verse. Nah, you know what I'm saying? So, I with the music, yeah, I have to. Some verses I done twice. I'm like, nah, I got to keep this one. I'll do another verse for you. And it just come with being better. A lot of the features I do, I don't lack on no features. Like if somebody paying me for a service, I'm going hard. So a lot of dope records that I have, or some of them are features that I've done for other people.
Right.
But yeah, man, I really don't let them collide too much. I'm not. I say I'm humbly selfish sometimes.
No, I think
You know
you
what I'm
gotta be.
saying? It's like I gotta focus on me a little bit, so I ain't gonna give you everything, but
I'm like, okay, if I come
for
to
sure.
Abe for a video, I'm like, oh, how come my video don't got the same effects that his video got? This is some bullshit. What the hell? Like, I want the same.
Bruh,
I want the head to spin and stuff to come in from over here. Yeah.
you know what's crazy? I used to get the same argument when I'm engineering. People would come to me and be like, bro, why your tracks sound better than my tracks? and I would have to show people like, bro, I'm recording y'all on presets right now. It's just the way that you perform it. A lot of people don't understand. You got to perform it how you want it to come out on the other end. You can't whisper and expect it to sound turned up. So a lot of where I win at is I just know how to project my voice. I know how to make it sound how it needs to sound. But a lot of people I had to show like, bro, look, this is my song. These are the presets I use for me. And look, this is your song. This is what I use for you. Two different artists, two different beats, two different vibes. We writing two
Voices,
different instruments, two
deliveries.
different voices. Everything is different, so you can't expect it to be the same. So, you know.
That's real. That's real. How would you describe your sound? Because you rap and you sing, you harmonize, you do it all. Like I don't know if you came from a church background, a choir, but like how would you describe Eight's sound when he's making music?
Man, I would, you know, some I want to say some. I try to make it soulful. A lot of the
Okay.
records I write, like they come from the heart. Like
Right.
if you look at some of the records I drop, they come from the heart. So, you know, that's my thing. I'm just going with more of I'm trying to make records that people can relate to that touch the soul. And
Right.
not only necessarily for women, but for men. I think it's a narrative that we got to be gangsters, we got to be hard. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm gonna get on this track and put my heart on it. That's
Back.
how I feel. You know what I'm saying? So I really want to go more into the soulful genre, but I do have those trap records. I do have those female R&B type records. A lot of people try to compare me to the Gates, the Mo3, the Rod Wave.
Yep.
And I don't think so.
I was getting there.
That's what a lot of people say. And I told them, I was on a live, and I said, man, any fat dude rapping in his feelings, y'all gonna compare him to Rod Wave, Kevin Gates, or Mo3, one of the three. So, but no, it's a good comparison. I love all of them as artists. So, I'm okay with that.
No, I admit I'm an honest individual. That's where I went. First was the wave. First was the ride wave. I'm trying to think of the first record I played. I can't think of what it is right now as I pull them up. I'm not gonna be able to. It wasn't the It wasn't.
It probably Soul Ties.
But I can't. Because it wasn't my daughters either, no. Because it might have been Soul Ties or Losses. But nonetheless, I'm subject to that. I'm part of that audience, and I went to the wave for sure. I do get a little bit of the I could hear a little of the Mo3 side on the just the aggression and the tone on certain records though. Mo3 started getting once he started getting amped up, you kind of hear that grit come out. But like you said, not bad comparisons. Nonetheless, we still hear a distinct and an individual and unique sound through ShotIt. So that's what we want to put out there. And even to be compared, if the music is good, the music is good. It's one thing to be compared, I think, and you making you sound the same, but you're not bringing no uniqueness to it. We hear still a lot of individuality, and I think that's the beautiful thing. I got a question for you. And this is random, but I recently read this book when I was a kid, and I recently brought it back into the collection, so just to have it around for my son to see. So it's a DMX biography, Earl, from way back in the 90s or early 2000s. I don't know when it was released, but I was looking at it earlier and it made me think. What is something that you want to? What's a story that you would put in your autobiography that you haven't told anybody on wax yet? What's a story about Eight? Good, bad, or indifferent? It could be silly, it could be wild, it could be crazy. What's something that we have not heard through your music yet about you that you put in your book?
I mean, a lot of people, it's coming out now, but a lot of people don't hear about the for real losses in my family. You get what I'm saying? Like I just dropped a record called Deeper and Deeper. And more or less the record gets deeper and deeper as you play verse by verse. And I put I'm starting to put a lot of I get real situations and real names. You get what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't necessarily say I got a story, but I got a lot of losses and a lot of things that I want to speak on that I know people can relate to. And necessarily, just the upbringing. Mom's having me at 15. She figuring it out for me. Along with my other brothers and sisters. I got the story meeting up. I want to write a story about my biological father. And, he was on his deathbed and everybody was trying to get me to come see him. And I was explaining to the rest of the family, like, if he saw me, he wouldn't know who I was. So why would it matter for me to come now? And they're like, well, you got a lot of brothers and sisters. We want your name on the obituary. And then I got my pops that adopted me at 3, that I feel like it's almost disrespecting him to do this. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of my stories that I've been trying to figure out how to write and put together, because I'm like, this my pops right here for real. This the one who taught me how to be a man. This the one who is biologically my father, and y'all want me to be there for him because he's about to pass. So it was kind of, that was a big deal that nobody ever heard, nobody ever knew about. A lot of people think my father that adopted me is my real, my biological father. So that's one of my next things I want to try to write about, because it's a real situation. Like, even though you pass and I'm not carrying on your legacy, so I really don't want to see you. I never saw you. Mm-hmm. If you saw me and I saw you, I would never know who you was, and you wouldn't know who I was. Man. So it was kind of one of them, like,
no, for sure. And that could be a traumatic experience either way, whether you go or don't go, I feel like. So either way, you experience mm-hmm. something. And it's something that somebody else can relate to, because that situation has been had, not exactly yours, but similar situations, for sure. J Jack, you got anything?
Funny.
I don't want to cut you off.
So with your music, do you think sometimes you are too vulnerable with messages you're putting out?
I don't feel that way, but some people around me feel that way. But I'm going to tell you this, and it's crazy. I have 4 or 5 people that said this. It's funny he pulls that book out, because they said, bro, you're like the 2022, 2023 DMX. They said you're so vulnerable. DMX would get on stage and pray. DMX would go in the interview and cry. He would put his heart on the track, and he didn't care how anybody felt about it. And it's funny that, he pulled that out, because people say that about me. Like, bro, I done been in the studio with street niggas that I know really out there. Excuse my language, street artists that I know really out there. And they didn't watch me record records, and they didn't actually cry, man, while I'm laying these records down. You feel me? So it's like I like that music that's gonna touch your soul. It do it for everybody. So I'm really one of them. Like, if I'm too vulnerable, what's the loss? If I'm not vulnerable enough, I'm in the box with everybody else talking about the same thing. So it's kind of like, I get it here and there though.
Yeah, for sure. It's a way for you to vent too, I'm sure, and reflect, be introspective, and self-therapy, if you will. It forces you kind of to be deep in thought at times, I'm sure, but also to get it out there and process it even more. So definitely. For the individuals that have not heard the record yet, how would you describe? I don't know why I had to at the end of it, but sorry.
we turn it up. This is one of them. This is one of them when you in the studio with your homies and they like, bro, get out your feelings. You always crying on records. And I'm like, all right, man, get on the record and pop your business. Let them know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, this is one of them. I feel like it's a clubby record. I feel like it's a catchy record. By the second hook, by the second couple seconds, I say the second bar of the hook, you already gonna know how to sing along with it. It's one of them records that's easy to catch. So, hopefully y'all can tee it up out y'all way. You know what I'm saying?
No, say less. Once we get off this call, we're gonna put it in the system. So I'll shoot you a post on Instagram or whatever you want to know. Okay, it's in rotation now. And we threw ASCAP and CSAC, so anything that's registered, it'll pop up in there. Okay, 88.3 WLFC in Findlay, Ohio played this, so you're gonna know. No, definitely, man. Well, we look forward to your success. Before we get out, J Jack, you got anything else that we didn't hit?
I do got one last question. You say you used to be a producer. You're a writer as well, rapper, videographer, engineer. How do you balance all that? You're a family man as well. So how do you balance all that?
Man, you know what I tell people? Control chaos. That's all it is. It's like when I play sports, my coach would be like, man, get on the field, just go hit something. I need controlled chaos at all times. Yeah. So it's really, stuff, honestly, it be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But it's just learning how to control it. People say time management, but bro, I'm gonna tell you, I'm starting to work with a major network, doing their interviews and editing. I'm working with different artists, working with different producers, shooting people videos. Honestly, bro, it's hard to time manage it because it's so sporadic. You have 4 or 5 people hit you up today, be like, hey, I want to record. 2 or 3 people want a video. These people over here want a feature. So honestly, what I did is I got me a little assistant and a whole nother phone.
Okay.
And I'm like, look, y'all want studio time? This is the number you hit. Y'all want videos? This is the number you hit. She know the prices. She know my schedule, so she'll book it. And I just don't, it just takes that part out of it. Like having to sit on the phone for 30 minutes trying to figure out a person's treatment for their video and, you know, what they want. And then you sit on the phone for hours and they be like, all right, bro, I'm going to hit you up in 3 months when I get paid. And I'm like, all right, bro. So, you know, it minimizes a lot of that. But as far as the family, man, bro, that I think it's a forever imbalance until you make it. It's going to forever be in balance. I'm supposed to be in Atlanta now. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here with the babies.
Yeah. First.
I was supposed to be in LA. The 6th was supposed to be the 6th through the 9th. But I'm with the babies. You know what I'm saying? So I think it'll be forever in balance until you make it and say, you know what? You ain't gotta work. Babies, we got a nanny, they can sit at the house, whatever. You know, right now we're getting it out the mud, for real.
Facto. Real quick, what position you play in football?
I play DN and power back.
Okay, got you.
Okay.
Jeremiah's our star cornerback, so y'all can relate on the football. I stopped playing. I didn't want to get hit, so I stopped playing in middle school.
That's what's up.
I'm too high yellow. No, but I do want to say thank you, man. I want to say hats off to you just on the grind and being involved in so many different areas of creation in the industry, and even bigger hats off to you on being a big dad. So that's one thing I pride myself and salute myself on, to be the best parent I can be. And so when I see somebody else doing the same, I appreciate it because it gives me more motivation and inspiration. So keep doing you. You're going to get the record in rotation. And then this is the last question. I'm sorry. For those I always related to my son. My son's name is Miles. He's going to be 4 soon, but I know, how many daughters do you have?
I got 3 daughters, 2 sons.
you got a hoop squad. You got a starting 5. Come on.
Yeah, I got 5.
That's a full house on the deck of cards for sure. But to them, any young individual, right? What is one piece of advice from ShotIt that you could lead them with to get through life? What should they hear from you? That's what 8 said, and this is what I'm gonna live by.
I would say stay self-motivated. Don't look to nobody for the motivation. Don't look to nobody to wake you up to tell you to go get it. Stay self-motivated and tunnel vision. Stay focused. You know what I'm saying? That was my biggest thing. Waking up myself, saying I'm gonna go to the studio myself, not waiting for all the homies to want to go, not waiting for all the homies to pick up a camera and learn it, learn the lenses, learn what I need to elevate to the next level. I would say taking the initiative and staying focused and stay self-motivated. That would be my biggest things.
I love it. 8, I appreciate you, man. We appreciate you. Salute. Go get the record. Go download the record. Go buy it. Go listen to it. Stream it. All that. Do all that. I think about like my favorite yellow bone every time I say it. So let me stop. But go get the record, man. Hey. Big love.
You gonna hear it.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.